So here's Nigel Farage on the 6th of January 2021.
It's Wednesday, the 6th of January. Parliament is debating giving the Prime Minister power to extend lockdown until perhaps the end of March.
And in this clip, I just want you to pay attention how he is describing the virus.
We might have to lock down next winter because of flu, but they're in charge. However, there's a way out of this, isn't there? And the way out is vaccination.
So there he's comparing the virus to the flu, but only 2 days earlier he made this video.
Well, it's Monday, the 4th of January, the first normal working day of the year. I've just listened minutes ago to Boris Johnson's statement to the nation, and we are going back into a full lockdown. Now, of course, we're in a national crisis. No one can deny that. This is a very serious national crisis.
So those are his own words. It's a national crisis because of this virus. He's not saying the government are telling us it's a national crisis. He is just saying it is a national crisis. That is his opinion. And yet at the same time comparing the virus to the flu. So this is what happens when people are trying to play both sides. On the one hand, he's pretending to be on your side, telling you we have to end the lockdowns because they're so terrible. But on the other hand, he's supporting the vaccine rollout and pushing the vaccines. And this is what happens when you try to play both sides. Sooner or later you slip up and you contradict yourself. You can't be comparing it to the flu and yet at the same time calling it a national crisis. So what else does he have to say about this national crisis?
It was Tony Blair that said, give one jab to each person, not two, and we can then get a bigger part of the population dealt with quickly. It was Tony Blair advocating not hundreds, but thousands of centres where we can get people to get the vaccine. I mean, goodness me, we could even be doing it at motorway service stations. We were doing it everywhere. We should, at a time of national emergency, use the standing army that we've got.
So apparently, it's such a national crisis that we should bring back Tony Blair and use the standing army, all for something that he himself compared to the flu.
If ever there was a moment to call for a government of all the talents, much as I don't like Tony Blair, he does get things done. He does command respect. He is seriously bright. Why not get people like Tony Blair involved to help us solve a national crisis? We have absolutely got to up the pace of vaccinations.
So here he's saying Tony Blair commands respect, but I don't think there's many people who think the Iraq War was very respectful.
And yet, despite the fact we're going to vaccinate nurses, we're going to vaccinate people working in care homes as a priority, as indeed we should.
Isn't it strange how Nigel Farage is so obsessed with vaccination? Apparently, we should get care workers vaccinated. Not just offer it to them, maybe they don't want it, But according to him, they should be vaccinated.
When it comes to rolling out the vaccine, and it is good news that the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine was given out today, particularly good news as it only costs £3 per dose. So for a few £100 million, you can vaccinate the whole country.
So that was Nigel Farage, who is currently president of the Reform UK party, and the leader of Reform UK is Richard Tice. Now, I don't know too much about Richard Tice, but I don't think I could ever vote for a party with Nigel Farage as the president. So I will just leave you with this last video of Richard Tice to see what he says about vaccines.
The booster programme is going well, but we want even more of it, so please get yourself boosted to give you that extra level of defence.
So there you go, Dr. Nigel Farage and Dr. Richard Tice giving you medical advice. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. They might not be doctors though.